This is Ubisoft.
This is Ubisoft.
Explore our worlds.
Meet the devs. See the games.
Join us.
Hi everyone, I'm Neelam Kumar and I'm very excited to be co-hosting the first Ubisoft Forward with the talented Yusuf Mageed. Today's show is all about getting up close and in-depth with all the exciting games we have in production here at Ubisoft.
I'm Yusuf, but there's no time to waste. So let's head straight for the streets of futuristic London and see what the hackers of DedSec are getting into.
The illegal paintings spreading subversive and hostile messaging over the last few weeks across London are not the work of several people as was originally believed, but the work of an individual. The criminal, suspected to have links with the terrorist group DedSec, is marked as to be dangerous. Authorities recommend not to approach the individual.
First, they came for the foreigners, and I did not speak out, because I was not a foreigner. Then, they came for the protesters, and I did not speak out, because I was not a protester. Then they came for the journalists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a journalist. And then they came for street artists, but I did not speak out, because I am not a street artist. And I realized that eventually they'd come for me, and there would be no one left to speak for me.
How's this? Is that any better? Let me know if that's any better. I don't know. Let me know in chat if you can't hear me. It's all coming up on my screen, it's okay, so I don't know what's going wrong. Oh, there you go. Weird. Okay. I forgot what I was saying about this game. Apart from that, it's been massively delayed. And I wished it wasn't so cyberpunky sci-fi. I always thought it would have been better to do it as a modern day thing. Especially in London, because then if you've done it in like modern day London without the guns, because England doesn't have guns, typically doesn't have guns, it would have been so much better, because then you would have relied on your hacking rather than your gunplay. And that's the problem the other games had, was the gunplay was just too strong against the enemies. Like, hacking was kind of secondary. So I didn't really like that much. Hey everyone, now everyone can hear me okay. Hello again. Hello Bear. Hello Jack. Hello Quickscope Sheep. Major Squid. Proest Noob. I'll get my drink over there. Hang on, be right back. While they're talking.
The universe and the characters through his incredible artistic vision and visual style.
The city needs a resistance.
Like the film, Watch Dogs Legion tells the story of ordinary heroes setting aside their differences in order to come together as a collective and to fight for a positive change. You can literally recruit and play anyone who you see in the open world. You profile people that are interesting to you.
Oh, there we go.
Help them with their problem. You play their origin mission. Just help me get some clothes.
So, apologies for being late on. My kids took longer to get to sleep than I hoped. Pain in the asses they are. Never mind. Love them though.
What are you doing, my flat? You with Albion? Please, think more underground. You with Albion? I'm tickled, but think
So,
more underground. What, DedSec?
obviously with all these characters, because there's so many of them, they have to do it procedurally. And that means that the game has to generate characters, backstories, quests, personalities. What's interesting though is their voices. So I've heard is what they're doing is they're modulating and changing audio settings to make voices sound different more commonly. But I don't know. It's impressive. But whether or not that serves a gameplay reason, I don't know, because I think it might be just for the bullet point on the back of the box.
Oh my god. Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
See, I just didn't want this. I want it to be more about subterfuge and being sneaky and rising up from underneath, rather than turning into this PMC shooter game again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Cass, CEO of Albion.
Because it just turns into every other Ubisoft game.
Kindly stepped up to establish order. Understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this. He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
Tutorial making AI citizens. Yeah, it's just basically. Can't hear the trailer. Yeah, let me turn it up a bit.
Nigel's not the only opportunist who's taken a liking to this fair city. Meet Mary Kelly, head
How's
of the
that?
most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons
Yeah,
are
AI
using the
citizens are
dark
just
web to
AI
sell
that's
everything
going to attack
from
you.
party pills to
But yeah, I
people.
think that's I put on a docket.
This might
Won't happen for a
be
while yet
scary,
because we've
I know,
got quite a
I've
lot
got
to do.
keep
But
tracks on my
we'll see.
merchandise, don't I? You made me a slave.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers. With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
All right, everyone.
I don't like the caricature English either.
Any of the brave
Or
Londoners you
get
see
on the
walking the
arse.
streets can be recruited into your team,
As long as anyone says governor in this.
like him, her, or even her. Everyone
dumb.
could become your next secret weapon. In our first mission, we need to get some dirt on Nigel Cass, and that means
It just
breaking
turns
into
into
Albion
every other
headquarters
game.
inside the Tower of London. All the
Watch Dogs
hardy
had
souls
such a
you see
cool
here are
idea
people
that
we
it
have
kind of just
recruited from the
morphed
streets of
into this
London.
action
They all
game.
have unique abilities, and you're free to tackle this mission
I would have
with
it
whoever
would have
you
been so
like.
much better to do it without
Got
weapons.
my eyes.
Like, to get by just by hacking.
Zip up, get to work, and let's never talk about this again.
Like everyone in DedSec, Arthur can hack pretty much whatever. But as a construction worker, he has a particular set of tools that make him handy. He can even call his own cargo drone. Perfect for gate crashing, when you're not invited. And who needs a regular old gun when you
Just
have a
so dumb
bloody
now.
nail gun?
Come here, you soidoid shithole.
This could have been their grounded in reality game, but or semi-reality.
Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
Perhaps we could approach
Take him.
this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance, we've got you covered. Amy
There
is
goes
a
my
drone
door here.
expert.
have we here?
A real tech connoisseur.
Hate spiders, but love this one.
What an adorable creepy crawler.
Here we are. Let's class the place up.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to summon their own drone. This little darling is fast and stealthy.
She aims, she fires, she hits.
So at what point do you
I'm reading
like
incoming
become
drones.
too powerful? That's my thing. I don't know.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor.
I think it's impressive what they're doing, but I think
And if
game
you are
design
looking for
wise, I
direct
think it's going to fall
confrontation,
short
there are
because
more
it's
ways
just
than one to get the job done.
it's just the same thing.
Recruiting an Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
You've been approved for entry.
Remember in Watch Dogs 1, you remember the story headline for that? The story for that was you avenging, was it avenging the death of your daughter or something like that?
If you feel you must.
We've gone way in a different direction now.
Criminals running our streets, illegals threatening our families, the police commissioner himself, assassinated by terrorists.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and putting a stop to it.
That's good.
So I reckon we'll see. We'll obviously see this. This will be out this year.
And we need
Well,
a
it should be a
hard
bit delayed a
nut
year
for
already.
this.
We'll see Far Cry, obviously. Maybe a Siege update? Or announcement that Siege will
Say
be coming to
hello
next gen
Mickey.
consoles on day
A
one.
man lives for his team
Update on Game of the Year edition, whatever.
and doesn't mind getting his
Um,
hands dirty.
What else could we see? Just Dance. I hope we see another Rayman. I miss Rayman. Those last two were really good.
He does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out.
See,
well,
they've got all these different. They're showing off these archetypes, and because it's procedurally
what?
generated,
Let's
I
go with
wonder
someone a
how
bit
many
more
archetypes actually
professional.
got. Because it can't be infinite. They're gonna have to stick to the stereotypes of the hooligan, the John
It's
Wick
almost
character we've got
crass to
here, for
call him a
example, and
hitman.
so on and so forth. Tim using the same music from John Wick. Yeah. And basically the same level. These guys have watched way too much John Wick.
Some might even call him an artist.
Why would you play as any other character? Just play as this. This dude's cool. I just have this soundtrack in the background the whole time. That's his power up, that's his passive. I have
Here's
this
the
soundtrack.
bastard responsible. Done and dusted.
Not bad if I do say so, innit?
Not everyone in London is a legendary assassin or a super spy, but everyone can be a hero. So get out there, find the best recruits, and build your resistance. It's time to take back London.
I'll like playing it just for the sake of walking around London. Obviously being quite local to London.
Plunging
Makes
the
it
player into
kinda
a
cool.
living, breathing city, teeming with unique locales
Hello,
and
V-neck.
characters, has always been a central pillar
Kieran,
of
this
the
is
Watch
so far
Dogs
all they've shown is Watch Dogs Legion.
So
They've
what
been
goes
talking
into
about it for
building those
about
worlds?
15 minutes
Here's
now.
Amanda Munt to tell us more.
Oh yeah, they got that new Zelda-like game. I wonder if we'll see any of that. Gods and Monsters.
My name's
it's
Amanda
called.
Munt. I'm a level artist on Watch Dogs Legion at Ubisoft Toronto.
There's a lot of talk about Watch Dogs.
Being a level artist, I think, is the coolest job in video games because we do get the freedom to kind of like pick and choose what little details we want to depict, and we get ample opportunities
They should
tell the
cut this
stories that
stuff
we wanna
out
tell
and
in
put
the
it into a
spaces
separate
that we're
stream
assigned
that
to.
shows after this stream.
I have the capacity to hide
So
things.
this
and,
one
you know,
shows
like small
and
little
announces
Easter
stuff,
eggs.
and then at the end they
In
they
AC
talk about
Unity,
this stuff.
There was a boat somewhere in the world that was covered in cats. And then it happened again in Watch Dogs 2. And there may or may not be something in London that is a boat filled with cats in some capacity. So I was fortunate enough to go to E3 last year.
It's also important to really remember that this was pre-recorded.
So no matter where I dropped them in the city, they'd go, "Oh my
they
God,
announced that they're not changing anything.
This feels like Southwark. This feels like Westminster."
Due to the CEO
when people are talking about
news
some
that's come out
detail
over the past couple of days about sexual harassment and things like that.
That feels so good. As somebody
those people
who,
have now been have left the company
with care. I love it.
So they're not going to address it here. If you want to read up on it, Jason Schreier's put up a good article, or starting to put together an article investigation talking about the inner workings of Ubisoft
just a few weeks,
and what's been happening there.
Battle it out with your favorite legends on
But
iOS
I think
and Android
three
devices.
CEOs are gone. So, Brawlhalla. Okay, I haven't played this. I heard it's alright though.
1, brawl!
Yeah, okay. Oh cool, you can customise your HUD. That's cool. I don't know, I can't think of any other Android or iOS game that does that. 50? Jesus, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I've never seen a mobile game let you change the UI. That's really cool.
Whether you need a Tom Clancy action fix on the go, or want to dive back into one of the most beloved fantasy franchises in gaming, we've got you covered.
What? Ubisoft Fantasy? Ah, okay. Never got into Might Magic. Oh. Not my thing. Ooh, yeah. What is it? I haven't played it yet. I guess it's a mobile game, but it's like a card battler type thing, or like a, I don't know. Anyone here play it? I haven't played it. What is this? Oh, is this going to be their rumoured Battle Royale game? I wonder if this is it. Has to be, surely.
Contact! Mochain is down. Request air support. Target northeast rooftop.
Roger. Inbound, danger close.
I need an EMP deployed now.
EMP imminent.
Is that Sam Fisher?
Get back in your cell!
Yeah. So is it? I wonder if they're doing a battle royale with all their different franchises sort of blurred together.
Hey,
so you got Siege, Splinter Cell.
Don't make me regret this.
Don't know what the tattoo guy's about. Maybe Far Cry. Tom Clancy. What the hell is that? Nope, not a clue. What? Ah, it's a mobile game.
Speaking of Tom Clancy, it's been 5 years since Rainbow Six Siege
It came up at the bottom
launched,
saying
and the community
for
has
iOS
never
and
been
Android.
stronger. In
So,
celebration of this milestone,
game. No idea
Ubisoft
if it- I'm guessing
Montreal
it's
has
like a
put
shooter.
together a special video to thank all of the
Unless it is a
amazing
battle
players
royale
and
like Fortnite, where
developers
it's
that have helped
cross-play.
Siege become the game it is today.
So you got Siege now. I feel like I missed the wagon with Siege.
In December 2015,
I tried getting into it,
small team
but it was
Rainbow
I
Six
just
Siege.
because I was new to it in year 3.
A game built
people
on a strong vision,
quite vile when I didn't know what to do.
competitiveness, and team play.
Pour le joueur, le 1er décembre, c'est un début, mais pour nous aussi. Il faut tout de suite s'engager et dire aux joueurs, ce jeu est installé, tu peux t'y installer aussi, et nous serons là.
That original vision was quickly adopted by our passionate community, propelling it to a whole new level.
But I will give it to them, they've stuck with this game, turned it around into something pretty big. I just wish it was easier to get into.
Rainbow Six now, game being stronger than ever, more players today than we had in the past, it means the world to us.
But we also had our share of challenges.
Health that touches upon subjects like matchmaking, connectivity, all those aspects are absolutely critical to the experience of the player.
Through it all, we're always driven by you, our community, and together, we grow stronger.
There is no sequel plan, and we're here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life for quite some time.
Look at this.
That was a good trip. I really hope they do a new Splinter Cell. What do you think the odds are of them doing a new Splinter Cell in this video?
Now
Really
60
want one.
million players strong, we're just getting
I
started.
used to love Splinter Cell multiplayer.
From the devs that build the game, to the community that plays it, thank you.
Hey, I wish I could get into it. But as soon as I got into the first few games, people just shit on me. And I was like, alright, I'm new. Calm down.
If you haven't tried it yet,
There's like no
dive into our
training
new
ground.
Operation Steel Wave
Well, at least I
update
didn't see it.
available now.
It's
And
so,
take
there's
Ethan
so
and
many
Lucy out
things
for
to
a
it, so many
spin.
layers to it.
A few days
it's kind
ago,
of
we
incomprehensible.
introduced y'all to a brand new multiplayer shooter. Now, it's time to venture into the hyperscape.
Hyperscape. Maybe this is a battle royale then. I know they got one.
Wait, what was that? A hack in the hyperscape. That's not supposed to be there. Let me get you all up to speed, okay?
What?
About 30 years ago, everything that we feared about our future started to come true. We made some good
That's
decisions.
2020.
We made some bad decisions. Actually, we made a lot of bad decisions. So, here we are. 10 billion souls living in the crush of the megacities. But the people at Prisma changed everything.
Is this going to be a VR game or are they just doing a fake VR thing?
The hyperscape. In the hyperscape, the biggest draw by far is Crown Rush. This is where
So, yeah, you go.
can become
It's
someone.
about the battle royale. So yeah, this they basically just took what was Ready Player One, didn't they? The city location's cool though to have for a battle royale. Sort of new.
If you get good at Crown Rush, it can change your life.
This is pretty much Ready
But
Player One.
strange things have been happening lately. Rumors of people getting hurt. Users disappearing from the real
Arthur, this
world.
is their battle royale game.
A darker
but
secret lies at the heart of
with-
hyperscape.
with extra
And
stuff.
we
in it?
have
I
to
don't know.
find it. Some of us are searching for a way up. Some of us for a way out, and for others, a new way altogether. That's what brings us to the edge of the future, to the hyperscape.
I'm JC, Creative Director on Hyperscape.
JC's work on Far Cry Primal and multiple Prince of Persia titles has established him as a top creative here at Ubisoft.
For me, what's exciting is we started building it from scratch. Seeing it grow, adding ideas is really cool.
Hello, contender. Welcome to the Hyperscape.
The game takes place in 2054. It's in a future where humanity has grown a little darker. One of the companies there, they are launching what's called the Hyperscape, which is a virtual world and the internet of the future. It's the place where everything converges. Within the virtual
so
world,
far is
there
the
is a
story
battle royale that takes place in the
Ready
virtual
Player
city
One.
of Neo Arcadia. Then we also introduce a lot of new things. You get the opportunity to do parkour on the rooftops, to go into interiors where it's much more narrow, much more stressful. You get to go to the landmarks where there's more opportunities to get cool items, but also more players, so it's a risk-reward kind
good
of
though.
deal.
Apex done quite good.
We introduced the notion
Still
of
parkour.
hacks, special abilities that you can pick up on the fly to adapt your tactics. With hacks, you can do things like teleport yourself, you can wrap yourself into a ball and bounce around the battlefield. So a lot of abilities that let you have fun, that are toys that you can play with.
Okay, so that's its gimmick. Its gimmick is that you
It's
can
made as a
pick up
spectacle,
abilities
so
throughout
all the
the
viewers
map.
will be able to interact with the game on different levels
And
through
because
the
it's
quick extension.
a VR
So every few minutes
world,
there's going to be a vote,
get away
and
with some silly
viewers
stuff.
will be able to decide what effect they want to affect the whole battle. So things like changing the gravity, infinite ammo, or stuff
that's
like that. So
cool.
players, while this happens, really have to adapt to all kinds of stuff that is happening.
That could be cool.
So for me, it's really exciting because right now, as we speak, we're launching the open beta, and so it's going to be available for free-to-play for all PC players worldwide. And I really want to thank all the players, all the streamers, and all the viewers who
give it a
participated in
shot.
tech test and who will participate in the open beta. Here's a short glimpse of what you can expect.
It's got a few cool ideas. The community voting thing's quite cool. Affecting the gravity of the map or whatever else. Picking up hacks and all that. Again, the idea of putting it into a virtual world is better because you can do some of the crazier stuff with it, crazier skins as well, all that stuff. The problem that I've always found with Call of Duty Battle Royale and all that is that it's very hard to keep it in the realm of realism. Eventually they just give up and just do silly stuff with it. Like Siege, for example, is just not realistic at all now.
Go time.
But yeah, it's cool. It's got a fun style to it.
Watch closely.
I like it doesn't take itself serious.
Here we go.
That's cool.
この調子.
I might have to check that out this week. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out this week.
The digital world of the Hyperscape gave our artists and developers incredible freedom when it came to designing
So I reckon it's
characters.
beta on PC, but then it will come out on consoles.
Of character design.
My name is Ana Maria Musca. I'm the production manager for characters and weapons on Hyperscape. We have paid an exceptional amount of detail to our characters. We switch different outfits, different fashion statements, different tattoos, different materials until we see them as real individuals.
Agreed, Arta.
as
Yeah,
real
I
people. So the
think
second
games
you
should
pick a
be
character,
are all about
you see
fun
them
and shouldn't
in-game,
take yourself too
you
serious.
understand what their motivations are and what drives them and what challenges
I think
them.
you have to make
This
sure
was the
then
first
the
lineup of characters.
the art
This is our
style that you go
default
for in your
base,
game matches
Even
that.
starting from the hair down, everything has been meticulously
I say
thought
Siege,
of.
it doesn't
Would this
match
person
it when you see
actually
the
like this type
crazy
of outfit?
bollocks
Would
happen in
this
Siege. You're
person
like what?
enjoy the type
And
of
they always
tattoos that we're putting on them?
pseudo
Will they
science
actually
their way
like
out of it.
to be in this body.
Yeah.
Each season, we plan to produce new outfits for these characters. So we're hoping some of our players are gonna see the effort and maybe even correlate some of the accessories to what's gonna happen in the game.
I will try and log in to get your
I'm very
free
excited to see it in people's hands.
Watch Dogs. I ain't got it, but I don't. Not bothered.
As we move into the next generation of gaming, Ubisoft has been working closely with console makers to take advantage of all the extraordinary capabilities these new consoles will offer.
Now we have a special guest to tell us a little more.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Phil.
Phil Spencer from Xbox. With Watch Dogs Legion, Ubisoft is supporting smart delivery. So you will get the absolute best version of the game on any version of Xbox you're playing on. On Series X, you'll get to take advantage of the amazing work the team has done with DirectX ray tracing to create an absolutely immersive version of London like you've never seen before. Ubisoft has a unique ability to create immersive worlds, setting a new bar that continues to drive our industry forward. I'm a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I love the time I've spent exploring the world in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I can't wait for you to see the gameplay from Assassin's Creed Valhalla that's coming up now.
All right, we know you've been waiting to hear more about this game since it was announced back in April. And now it's time for a deep dive into the world of Vikings.
My name is Julien Laferrière, and I'm the producer of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So a couple of weeks ago, we announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the reaction from the fans was just amazing. The time period of Vikings is really, really inspiring. When we did our research, we found that, they were not mindless barbarians. Vikings were actually farmers trying to find new lands for them to settle. And so they had really human motivations. So for us to have this opportunity to tell kind of the real story about Vikings and kind of separate ourselves from the myths and the folklore is really something that drove us to make this game. The team went to Norway and England to take the same roads that the Vikings did, to really experience what it meant to be a Viking at that time. And then leaving Norway, which is barren but majestic, and just coming by boat in England and see those rolling green hills full of sheep, full of life, is just this moment that most likely the Vikings felt as well. You need to see this land of...
So what they were doing there is exactly location research. So if you set your game in the woods, for example, go to some woods, check it out. So it'll take loads of photographs, take loads of video, photographs, and just get a feel of what it's like to walk through the environment. If you're setting inside a city, go to a city. Again, take a load of photographs, take a load of texture photographs if you can. You can use textures. But if you can go to these places, go to these places if you're able to.
Obviously, in England, it's full of Anglo-Saxons.
So if you're doing like even like a parking
people,
garage, just go to a parking
they don't really
garage.
Want you there, so you will have to fight
Take
your way there.
Take loads of photographs, loads of references.
Your own settlement and see
it'll
your
help
plan
with
prosper.
the making of it a lot.
Vikings were brutal
There's
warriors.
not enough Google image search that you can get from actually being in the environment. So make sure you really go to these things.
And
it's something I'm always getting my students to try and do is like get off Google, just go to places.
Medieval times really inspired us to kind of revamp the fight system, to leverage the brutality and the intensity of Viking combat. Vikings were not only fighting face to face, they were masters of stealth and deception when needed. They used basically any sort of tactics they could use to win the battle. So we want to portray the full range of combat that you can imagine coming from the Vikings. We are very happy to finally be able to show you the game we've all been working on. So please enjoy this deep dive into Assassin's Creed.
For example,
Valhalla.
the guys who done Journey, they actually went to the beaches in California and just played around in the sand and took a load of reference images on the sand. They used the DS, I think, to take pictures. They wanted to see how the sand moved, how it felt like walking through it, and all these various things. Because you think you know these things until you actually do it, and you're like, oh wait, hang on.
You play as Eivor,
Pay
a
attention to
Viking
it.
from Norway,
who will lead
So
his
this is
or
the
her
actual gameplay
battle-hardened
footage, I guess.
warriors
Yep.
across
This
the
is
North
gameplay.
Sea to the British Isles. Eivor is driven by an ambitious goal to build a thriving Norse settlement in a hostile land.
For the good of our clan, it is time we go a Viking. Today we raid, that tomorrow we may build.
England is a dark age tangle of broken kingdoms and warring dynasties, a land of opportunity and riches. As you prowl England's rivers by longship, you may raid locations you spot from the shoreline. Ground your ship and blow your horn to lead your raiding crew into battle.
But at what point does the assassin
Your crew
part come
will
in?
assist you in all your raids, fighting enemies.
It's one of those series that has gone
stealing
gone
cargo too
away
heavy
from
for
its
one
roots
set of
and
arms.
got what it is about.
Whatever riches and resources
Show
you
me the
pillage
assassination
may be used to
parts.
develop your settlement, giving you access to useful services, better tools, and new settlers. At the heart of your settlement is the Alliance map. It will serve as a record of the allies you have made, and a guide for future
There's the
opportunities.
problem, like you've got games like Watch Dogs, this,
The
Far
Viking
Cry.
Age was a time of
They all
warriors
started with
and
their
legends.
unique
In
ideas,
Valhalla,
their unique
you will find
style of
the largest
gameplay.
variety of enemies
But now
ever
they're
assembled
blurring the
in an
lines
Assassin's
between
Creed
them, and they're
game.
all kind of just the same game. Not really much in
Every
it at
archetype
all,
offers a unique
difference-wise.
challenge. Some will coordinate
They
with
all
their allies
forgotten
for
their
special
identity,
attacks,
and
while
that's a
others
shame
will use
because
nearby
they all had
objects
unique
to their advantage,
uniqueness to
including the
them.
bodies of fallen warriors.
But because they're all these
To face
large,
these
open
attacks,
world,
you must find
open-ended,
and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to gain the upper
action-heavy
hand.
games like this,
Take the fight to your foes
you
with a host
you
of
lose
brutal
you
new
lose that
combat
unique
abilities.
aspect of it, unique
Snare
selling
them
point
with
of
the
it.
Viking harpoon.
It all,
Pummel them
each
with
one,
throwing
no
axes.
doubt, is fine to play with, good looking,
Incapacitate them with the new stun
but it
system
lacks
to
that
keep them at a
uniqueness.
distance, or finish them off. Dual wield any two weapons you wish. to
But
release
it
a
seems like the
deadly
only difference between
combination
each
of
one is time period. Assassin's Creed, past. Far Cry, modern day.
Customize your
Watch
fighting
Dogs,
style
future.
as you see fit,
Seems to
and
be the
become a
only difference,
legendary Viking warrior.
and that's the shame. Watch Dogs should emphasise on non-combat and looking at hacking and focusing on that more.
Including two shields.
This game should focus on more assassinations and being stealthy, and like this has nothing to do with stealth right now. And Far Cry should be like the
Not
action
all
game.
situations call for violence.
Here comes the stealth
In
part.
this new land, a Viking must find a way to adapt. As Eivor is not welcome in England, you may need to
Canterbury, I've been there.
outsmart your enemies, avoiding unwanted attention in towns and bustling cities. Use
Canterbury's
Eivor's
cool,
hood and cloak to
like
blend with
now
crowds
because
and
the
slip
town,
past
like, the
watchful
castle
eyes.
walls still exist,
An
and they've
unseen
built their
hunter
like the
among
town
people.
where you've got McDonald's and all that stuff. They're all inside the castle walls.
From capital
So you go
cities
through the
and
castle
villages
walls and you're
to
in
the dense forests
the
and
town.
rolling
It's really
hills of
cool.
England.
I love going. It's really
Exploration
cool
is
there.
vital to keeping yourself sharp.
It's fun
You
to
must
walk
feed
around.
off the land if you hope to endure.
But yeah, look up
Hunt
for
and
pictures
forage to
of modern
replenish
day
your health
Canterbury.
and fortify your equipment. Search pagan temples and Roman
Stonehenge.
ruins for new activities and challenges to strengthen
That's the
yourself
wrong side of the country.
and your settlement.
That's a long way to go for a Viking. You have to
The
go
more you
all the way
explore,
around
the
the
more of
UK.
England's secrets you will reveal.
Ravens, show no mercy!
But as you push deeper into England, the enemy will push back. In a series of climactic moments, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will feature massive assaults in which you will lead Eivor's army into battle against heavily guarded Saxon fortresses.
Remember when the gimmick of Assassin's Creed, the first one especially, was that all the people that you assassinated were actual people that went missing. They didn't have their
Assassin's
deaths
Creed
recorded,
Valhalla will transport
and they
you to
explained it as that you
wondrous,
were the
haunted
assassin that
lands,
took them out.
inspired by Norse
Now you've got
myths
all this nonsense.
and England's pagan roots.
This magic and
It will challenge
all
and
this
surprise
stuff.
with unforgettable characters, thrilling triumphs, and tragic losses. giving you the chance to live your own Viking saga.
I don't think they would go. Vikings would go that far across England. I don't know anything about Viking history. I have no clue. Seems like the wrong. Like it's a Stonehenge seems like to be on the wrong side of the country. That's a long way to go.
9th century England is truly unlike anything the franchise has seen before. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will release this holiday season on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Stadia.
We're close to wrapping up today, but before we go, our CEO, Yves Guillemot, is here to share a few words.
I hope you will have enjoyed
fair enough.
what you have seen today, and that you
I know
will
nothing
love
about
playing
Viking
these
stuff.
games.
So.
I'm proud of our teams for delivering an ambitious, broad, and creative lineup of games. And we haven't shown you everything yet. In fact, we have a lot more to come. So you will have another Ubisoft Forward to reveal even more about our upcoming games.
About 5 years ago,
before
maybe 6,
ending this show,
Ubisoft announced something
we
at
have one more
Sony's
thing to share with you.
thing about a new game they were making, and they haven't really. I can't remember what it's called. They had a giant bird in it. I can't remember now. But yeah, they haven't spoken about it since. I guess that's just dead. Obviously, this is Far Cry. Set in Mexico, maybe? Is the 6th one? 6th one. Yes. Pretty sure that's 6th, yeah. South Park games were pretty damn good. Is this Mexico? Or is it? It's somewhere like that. South America, Colombia. Weird to show the title sequence, why not just show stuff? Yeah, original Far Cry was a very different game. And Far Cry 2 was even quite different. I don't know, I guess it was a bit similar to the current ones, kind of. So there's a rumor going around that this is actually a prequel to Far Cry 3, and this is the I can't remember his name now.
Perfect.
Bad guy from number 3.
I have something for you, Diego. Give me your hands.
Papa.
Now, the grenade is simple. It has 4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive, the fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
What are you doing?
Diego.
Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place. It is only when you let go that this grenade goes boom. Follow me. Now. I am El Presidente, which means that someday you will be El Presidente. And our people, they do not know how to be happy. They are torn apart by opinions, noise, indecision, strangled by their own freedoms. And even if you have love in your heart, even if you want what's best for them, if you only want to save them from themselves, they will hate you, Diego. Everything you say, do, believe, will be wrong.
Now toss the grenade into the crowd, I bet. Yeah, it is Arta, yeah. It's good
They
likeness.
will answer you with screams, call you evil, a monster, and give you this. So you tell me, are you evil? Are you a monster? Because our country is like this grenade, except it has two basic parts. Our people and you must clutch them nice and tight, or we all go boom.
Still like seeing gameplay though, not just this CGI thing. Okay. February. Good time to release it.
And with that, we're wrapping up our first Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah, we'd still like to see gameplay of Far Cry.
Today,
To see
we've
what's
seen the
different
next generation
gameplay-wise
of
with it.
Assassin's
Because
Creed,
problem with Far Cry
the birth
5,
of
I
a
heard, I
resistance
didn't play
in
that
Watch
one,
Dogs
but I heard it
Legion,
was too similar to the other ones, and
the
Far Cry
cyber
4 was
chaos
quite
of
similar to Far
Hyperscape,
Cry 3.
and the
They're
epic
too
reveal
similar.
of Far Cry's
Ubisoft have
newest
problems making their
installment,
games too similar to each other.
along with so much more.
And to themselves, sorry.
Remember, we'll be back later this year with another Ubisoft Forward filled with tons of game news and updates.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay. I hope to have seen the update on that Gods and Monsters game that we're working on, Zelda game. Because so far, this forward kind of just
Hey
gave
everyone,
us
welcome
sort
to
of
the
mostly
Ubisoft Forward
known
post-show.
stuff.
My name is Yusuf Magid, and
This
this
is now
is
the post-show
Assassin's
stuff,
Creed
so
Valhalla.
I'm
We're
going
to
to
take a deep
quiet
dive
a little bit.
into about 30 minutes of gameplay, and we're joined by a very special guest here.
Turn that down a bit. So, I think overall it weren't a bad showing, but I feel like it was a bit safe. It just mostly showed the stuff that we come to expect and came to know. Maybe if Far Cry 6 didn't leak beforehand, maybe it'd been a better showing. But it's again, it's a sequelitis type problem. Hyperscape looks cool. I think that'd be a good one to check out. So yeah, that was good to see. But again, we saw gameplay of Vikings game, which you can see more of here. But would have liked to see gameplay of Far Cry 6 again to see if there's anything different. Maybe play as a kid. I don't know. Bit harsh if you're killing a load of people as a kid, but never mind. Yeah, it was okay. It's a safe conference, exhibition, whatever you want to call it.
So Fizz, as you're talking, we're seeing some of the combat.
I'm surprised I didn't get nothing about Just Dance. Usually you get something about Just Dance. Something for kids like Rayman or Rabbids or something like that. So it would have been cool to see a bit more diversity in their lineup. Yeah, safe. Nothing new, nothing extra special. All safe bets. all these games will do just fine. So think about what we saw today. We saw Watch Dogs, we saw Hyperscape, we saw Assassin's Creed. What else did we see? Far Cry, obviously. Is that it? Was Hyperscape the only new thing we saw? Oh, we saw that other one with Sam Fisher in it. What was it? The Elite Squad, whatever that is. But yeah, Hyperscape I think was my highlight, just because it was new.
So now that we've seen that Oswald is alive, we have Ruid within our sights.
Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at chat down on my screen here. Arthur, am I working on any games at the moment? Yes, I am. I done a behind the scenes look on my Patreon page, so patrons can see a first look at my new game, and when I talk about the story, talk about the gameplay. It's a very, very early look. No artwork in it really. It's just a bit of gameplay in it. But yes, I'm working on a game. Tiger and Moon. Yes, this is what I look like. Yeah, I think overall not too bad. I think all that we've got left now is Xbox's one, which is towards the end of the month. I think it was like 26th or something like that. Looking forward to that one. Really looking forward to that one. I think there'll be quite some cool stuff in there. If anything, just to see what they've done with Fable. They have to show Fable. Halo Infinite. I love Halo, so I'm a big fan of Halo. But yeah, okay. A safe showing. Safe showing. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask? If you've seen anything gameplay that you're seeing either now or during this show, you want to know what my opinion on how they did it, by all means let me know in chat. I'll try and give you my educated guess of how they actually accomplished some of this stuff. Oh, thanks, Arthur. Yeah, Kim, I reckon Sony will do another one in August, which will line up when they would have had a Gamescom announcement, and that would be when they announce price and things like that.
Eivor, no! He should be tried before God, a lawful assembly.
Alright, so we've defeated Ruid, we freed Oswald. What comes next?
Oswald, in this case, prefers for Ruid to be kept alive, and so you basically have to choose, are you going to go against his wishes or stay true to your nature?
So we have this choice to make, but before
I really wish I had a new Rayman. A next gen Rayman would have been cool.
But Eivor couldn't have done it alone.
Never mind.
She clearly had to recruit some folks along the way.
So maybe they'll show off more stuff in that later in the one that they mentioned.
See how we went about first gathering those troops.
Right. So when coming up to an assault, it's a game of numbers. Eivor can go into pretty much any location and be a stealthy Viking, eliminating some of the assets, which ultimately would be a strategy. You can do that, and you'll have some of the ingredients or of the assets there that will have been sabotaged, but you still need.
Yeah, see, so
here what we're seeing is Eivor going around the countryside and
I don't know.
which is
This game just looks too the same. I'm sure it'll be fine. Should be fun to play.
Eivor is going around and trying to convince people to fight.
No, I just wish it was a bit more risky. Check out Unmetal. Indie game, very fun. Okay, well, I'll check it out.
Yeah, so she's really using like.
Agreed, Arthur. The soundtrack, especially those music levels, like Castle Rock and all those. I love those levels. They're so good. One of the best levels in games, moments in games as well.
There are troops, there are allies that he could add to our cause, but first we
I'm going to check out, see if Hyperscape is on. Did they say where you could get it from?
By Ruid and the impact he's had on the territory, so I think a lot of these people have sort of lost hope, and so you need to show them that.
See if I can sign up to that Hyperscape beta right now. If I can log in. Download.
There is hope, and so here Eivor is basically helping them take back one of their prized locations by taking a couple men and raiding a nearby township, basically taking it back for the people and showing that there's a reason to continue fighting and then get them on your side.
Fucking just sign up and log in and stuff. Yeah. I can't see my screen. I must have.
When Eivor does this,
Oh wait, maybe I could change my password.
Suite of abilities. So again, the improvements that we've done to the fight system. You have some going in there. You have archery or like range combat abilities in there as well.
Oh, download Uplay. Oh, effort.
Your play style is, you can customize your loadout and go in there how you wish.
Cool. Cheers, Alto. We'll check it out.
Fizz, we just saw this giant pulse go out. What exactly was that?
So that is what we call the Odin sight. The Odin sight is basically our interpretation of the eagle vision from previous games, and we thought it was good to sort of bring that back. It's basically Eivor's intuition. It's how she perceives the world. When player uses that, it'll highlight basically interactive objects, like things that will bring her an advantage. So we'll have arrows, like health consumables that are in there. So it really is like a good way of sort of understanding the world and showing you like things that you can go and touch.
Let's go install this.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of things we can touch, we just picked up this awesome new weapon.
It's something we wanted to play with on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where we have fewer weapons in the game, but you can invest in them more, so they become your weapon. And so depending what your preferred playstyle is or your preferred weapon type, then you can go and choose.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it out Hyperscape, and I'll report back and let you know if it's any good or not.
Not only are we looting weapons, but we see something here called the Book of Knowledge. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
They unlock skills for the player. So here you can see the Valkyrie dive.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for popping by, everyone. Again, apologies for being late to the stream. Blame my daughter for that one. But thank you very much for joining us. A few updates to let people know in. So we've got coming out this week. We've got. Let me take a look. Here is them. We got the continuation of making your first game series tomorrow. Wednesday you got another random video coming out, and then Friday your continuation of ability system series. Patrons can look forward to the future episodes of the FPS RPG series. There's 3 episodes right now over on Patreon. Fourth one will be out tomorrow, hopefully. A few more videos coming out for that. And if you watch my live stream from last night, you'll know that I'm making a new Let's Create showcasing that one very, very soon as a proper series. So that's all over on Patreon. If you're unaware, Patreon's Discord is now open to all. Patrons have access to exclusive rooms, so if you are a patron, you have access to that. But yes, go over to my website, ryanlady.com, and you can find a link to the Discord and sign up there. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, and I think that's it for this week. Obviously, live stream next Saturday as usual. And that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Have a good rest of your evening, day, whatever time zone you're in. And see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Obviously, if you want to set up a new settlement, you want to make sure that your neighbor is friendly. So here in East Anglia, Oswald is the man for the job, where putting him into a position of power would help her sort of secure her territory. So earlier on to the territory, Eivor comes in here, meets Oswald. The problems he had with Rued are sort of put to light, and going through the arc, you basically help him deal with Rued and aligning basically Danes with Saxons in one territory.
So, Fizz, we've completed the assault. We've gotten our hands dirty with some combat, taken down Rued. We have this big open region of East Anglia, so before we head off to Oswald's wedding, what do you say